Tricia, and thank you for joining me tonight. It is Sunday night, and I am celebrating 10,000 subscribers. So that means 10,000 of you decided to subscribe to me. You decided to push that little red subscribe button, and I want to remind you also not to forget to also push that little bell notification so you'll get notified each time I upload a video. You're hopefully getting this as a little bit of a bonus. So to celebrate, I'm going to make myself my very favorite chocolate cake. I am going to put a little twist to it, and I'm going to add some things that are not on the original recipe, but it's going to be delicious. So we're going to go ahead and get to making that. But first I want to show you what my husband decided to get me to celebrate. All right, everyone, so here is what we got at Best Buy. My husband got me this tripod, and he got me some editing software, so I hope my videos are going to be a little nicer with better sound, all nice and pretty for you guys. But he also got me this Canon camera, and that's what I'm most excited about, and that's why we got that tripod as well. So this is my gifts that my husband got me to congratulate me for 10,000 subscribers. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start mixing up my ingredients. I will put down the recipe in the description box below. If for some reason I didn't do that, please remind me so that I can do that for you. The only exception will be the little bit of little changes that I'll make, but which are completely optional. So I'll just put the recipe as I found it some time ago, and I haven't actually made this recipe before. This is actually the first time that I make this chocolate cake, but I am celebrating, so why not, right? Okay, we're going to start off with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Get that in there. Oops, a little bit too much. That's okay. We'll pour some out and we'll make a big old mess, because you can't bake without having flour everywhere, and you can't celebrate without having a little bit of fun. Okay, so we've got 2 cups of flour. That'll go straight into my mixer. I will need 2 cups of sugar as well. So let's get that in there. That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? 2 cups of sugar. We're just going to follow this. 2 cups of sugar. This is going to be a killer cake. I should call it chocolate killer cake. Okay. One more time. 2 cups of sugar. There we go. I feel like I should just put 1 and then add the other. Well, there we go. Too late. I've already done it. And then we're also going to add some cocoa powder. This is unsweetened cocoa powder that I've got here, and I need a 3/4 cup of that. So let me get myself a little spoon, which I didn't grab. So I'll use this one for my salt so that I can pour this out. All right. We've got 3/4 cup here of cocoa powder, and then we're going to pour that into our flour and sugar. Let's put that to the side because we've already used that ingredient. And now we're going to add some, let's see, baking soda, salt, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and our espresso powder. So we need some baking soda, and the baking soda we need, let's see, 1.5 teaspoons. And I didn't grab my teaspoon thing, and I'm really upset about that, my little measurement. I do know this is half, so I'm going to do 1. I'm going to do 3 of these because that's 1.5 right there. That was 1. Here's the half. Oh, baking is so fun. Okay, the baking powder we need, let's see, baking powder we need 2 teaspoons, so we need 4 of these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to be needing the salt, which is 1 teaspoon. Wow, 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's do half and half. There you go, 1 teaspoon right there. And we need to go ahead and mix this up. So let's put the mixer down. Slowly. Ooh. I should have done it with a spatula. What do you think I should, right? Let's do that with a spatula. Woohoo! Get that all mixed in there real good. Let's try let me lift this up. it says to use a mixer, but look, all that powder going everywhere. I can't wait to do the the frosting on. It's gonna go on top because we're gonna use powdered sugar for that, and that's gonna go flying everywhere. Okay, this is nice. Oops. Well, this is nice like that. Okay. I think we're gonna go ahead and start getting some wet ingredients in there. I'm a little concerned because it's asking for a cup of boiling water, and we're gonna be putting some eggs in there, so I hope it doesn't cook it. Okay, let's put this back down. All right, add some milk, vegetable oil, eggs, and vanilla. So we're gonna add some milk. The milk that I asked for is a buttermilk, so I've got myself my buttermilk here, and it asks for one cup of buttermilk. Let's make sure 1 cup of buttermilk, almond milk, or coconut milk. I'm going to use buttermilk. 1 cup right there. Get that in there. Lovely. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Slowly. Let's get the powder mixed in there with the liquid, so it's less likely to bounce around. Okay. Just very slowly. Oh my gosh, you guys, that smells really good, just like that. Okay, the cocoa powder smells delicious. All right, so we added our milk. We're gonna go ahead and add our vegetable oil, eggs, and vanilla. So vegetable oil, let's see, I don't remember any of this. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil or canola oil, it says. Let's make sure this cup doesn't have the measurements on there anymore, but I'm going according to another cup that I have over here. So just a little bit more. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil going right in. There we go. Let's mix that up a little bit. There we go. Oh, we need the vanilla. We're gonna add, let's see, how much vanilla do we need? 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm not gonna use that little wooden spoon because I don't want to get wet. So I'm gonna use this as my measurement, the little cup. And I'm just gonna go by that being as 1 teaspoon each. So I put two cupfuls in there. 2 teaspoons is what you need. Okay, that's mixing in. I feel like it's struggling. There we go. Let's get that going. All right, so now that we've got the vanilla in, we're gonna need to add our eggs in, and we've got we got 2 large eggs. I don't know why I got 3 here, but it's only 2. I'm gonna crack it in here. I guess because I'm used to like cake mixes asking for 3 eggs. So here's 1 egg. It's perfectly fine. Throw it in. Crack another one. My eggs are actually extra large. I always buy extra large eggs. The recipe asks for large, so that's important to you. Make sure you grab only large ones. Okay. Now I'm gonna put that in there. We'll put that over to the side over here. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and let that mix well, and then we're just gonna pick up the speed a little bit. That looks beautiful. Okay, so then we're gonna reduce the speed, and then we're gonna carefully add the boiling water to the cake batter until it is well mixed or combined. I'm using my new camera right now, so I hope you can hear me. Otherwise, I do have my other camera over here just in case. All right, so I'm gonna reduce the speed and add the boiling water slowly. Let it splatter everywhere. Ooh, that's fun. Look at all that going everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna go and finish adding all this water, and I'll be right back. All All right, I've gone ahead and added the water, but I did go ahead and cut it down to just 3/4 cup of the boiling water because I felt like this was getting very runny, very liquidy. So I went ahead and I did change that about the recipe. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the espresso powder. And the espresso, let me tell you, it was a little expensive bit of a coffee. You could use like an instant coffee if you want to use that instead, or just use regular coffee. But I went ahead and I decided to purchase it by the pound so I could just grab a little bit, because I was only going to need like a teaspoon or so for the cake mix, and then just another teaspoon or so for the frosting. So anyway, if the cake asks for, let's see, where are you, espresso powder? It asks for where's the espresso powder? Oh, it's highlighted on there. I highlighted it to make sure I saw it, and I keep skipping it. It's a teaspoon. So I'm going to get two of these half teaspoons and get it in there. And we want to also mix that in. There we go. Okay. Now the ingredients are going to be completely optional. Turn that off. Are going to be some finely chopped walnuts. You can use pecans if you prefer. If you don't care for either, do not add them in. I'm going to add walnuts because I like my chocolate very rich, and I like nuts in my chocolate. So I'm going to put, let's see, this is a 2-ounce bag and it's little walnut chips. I'm going to show it to that camera and show it to this camera. Okay. I'm going to add about half the bag, and I'm going to save some of this for the top of my cake. So half of that. Let's mix those in. Those in there. Okay, now to also make my cake even more decadent, I'm going to be using these Hershey's Kitchens Special Dark Chocolate Chips. So let me show you what the bag looks like to this camera. I went to this one. I'm doing both just in case something messes up. I have backup. Okay. This is really dark. I like the way this one looks, and I'm hoping this brand new camera is showing up really well. I'm going to put about ½ cup of this. This is a 12-ounce bag, by the way, and it says it's 2 cups. So 1/4 of this would be about ½ cup, which is about what I wanted to put. Okay. And I'm just going to mix those in. Okay, that's it. Now we're just going to prepare some baking pans. The recipe does say that I need 2 9-inch pans. I actually have 3 8-inch pans, and I'm going to see if I have enough batter for 3 of them. If not, I'll just do 2 because I really would like this to be a triple layer cake, but we'll see. And I've just got some butter flavored baking spray, and I've got some parchment paper. So, and I did just wash these, so I'm actually going to go ahead and make sure they're nice and dry. And we'll be back to get our batter into our cake pans. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I prepared one of my pans. I've cut 2 parchment circles that I'm going to put in the bottom. So what I've just done is I've sprayed the sides, put the parchment paper in there, and let it push it down so that it sticks with the the butter that I put in there, the baking spray that I put in there. So now I've got 2, so I'm going to go ahead and get this batter into 2 of these pans, and if I have enough, I'll do a 3rd one. What I did is I cut a piece of parchment paper that was just a little bit bigger than the pan, put it down. I used my scissors actually to kind of press and mark. You could use a pen if you want, and then once you've traced the bottom edge of the paper and you've done a circle, cut with inside the circle, not in the outside, so that you get a little parchment paper that fits right in there. And if it's smaller than that, what's in there, that's okay. We basically just want this parchment paper so when we pop out our cake, we can kind of peel it off and have a nice smooth bottom to the cake, rather than have one that maybe will stick to our pan. We still never know. That could still happen. Okay, I want to go ahead and pull this off, but I want to put this underneath the my little paddle here where it's dripping chocolate. There we go. I think that'll be okay. Let's see. Can I lower it? Yeah, let's do that. All right. So let's get some of this batter. This looks like a lot of batter, and it looks really runny. So that's why I was saying I cut the water, because I wasn't liking the idea of so much. And I'm going to fill these up about halfway. Let's fill the other one up. All them chips are at the bottom, by the way, so we want to go ahead and grab those at the end and pour them in. I'm going to go ahead and go for 3 thin layers of cake rather than 2 thicker ones. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare that 3rd pan. And well, now you can watch me do that. Let me push that over and grab another pan right here. My parchment paper. All I did was put it on there. And with the tip of my scissors, I kind of just went around and kind of marked. It would probably be better to do it with a pencil or a pen. And now I can see it, the little marking, so I'm just cutting inside of it. It's a little bit of a pickle when it starts to roll back on you. And I can kind of see the circle. There we go. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and spray this one. Get those sides. Press that in there. More spray on that. All right, now we want to pour this batter. And I've got my oven preheated at 350 degrees. Let's get some of those chips in there. Okay, someone had told me, like if you're putting fruit in there, for example, to get some cornstarch and kind of roll your fruit around in cornstarch so that it doesn't all like sink down at the bottom. Let me get some of this yumminess here at the bottom. I like to try and get everything that's in the bowl. Get that in there. All the bits that are on the sides. All right. That looks wonderful. Now I'm just going to sprinkle some of that in here and some of that. It's going to give it like a little fudginess, I think. Let's do this one. Trying not to get it on my little arrangement that I made myself on the side here. I tried to be festive. Went to the Dollar Tree and I just got a few items. These little dangly things are actually, you know, for, you know, bows that you can put on gifts. And I said, hey, I'm going to put those on my wall. And the 10K, I cut that off from some glitter paper. They had like a glitter paper packet, and they're like a 8x10 size. There was a pink, a gold, and then there was like an orange. There was 3 sheets in there, so I used the pink one to cut the 10K. You could do some initials instead of that if you want to do a little party. I just tacked them on the wall. Okay, these are ready to go into my oven. And they're going to bake for 30 to 35 minutes, but they are small pans. Okay, if you decide to do small pans, then you probably need to bake it for a lot less time. So I'm going to go with a 20-minute mark. I'm going to be checking them and making sure that they're not going to burn on me. So I have it, my oven already at 350. I'm going to go put these in there, let them bake, come back, and we're going to go ahead and start making the frosting that's going to go on our cake. All right, so our cakes have baked and they are now ready, and I've taken them out of the oven and they took 20 minutes, and I did check a couple of them, and 2 of them were fine. 1 of them needed an extra 5 minutes. So actually it was about 20 to 25 minutes to bake my 3 cakes. So if you do use 2 pans rather than the 3 that I did, go ahead and go for the 20 or 30 minutes. Okay, now we're gonna make the buttercream chocolate frosting, and I've got my machine here ready, but I forgot to bring the paddle that goes in here, so I'm gonna have to go and get that, and I will be right back. All right, so we're gonna need some cocoa powder. Again, I'm gonna be using this unsweetened cocoa powder, and I'm going to need 1 cup of that cocoa powder. So let's go ahead and measure that out. Got a little spatula here to help me. 1 whole cup of that. And of course, got to get it all over the counter. There we go. Would have probably been a better idea if I had just gone ahead and measured everything all out ahead of time and been all nice and purdy about it. But I kind of decided to do this at the last minute. I didn't realize I was going to get to 10,000 viewers so quickly, to be honest with you, and so I prepared a little late. Let me wipe this up while I'm here. Get that. Okay. Alright, so we're going to take that 1 cup and put it into our mixer. We want to make sure we break down any little clumps that might be in our cocoa powder. So you want to do that. And you're doing that. Or if you prefer, you can go ahead and just sift it. I think it's fine. Plus those little lumps are kind of nice. Alright, so we are going to add some butter, and we need 1.5 cups. So that is 3 sticks of unsalted butter. So we go 1. And this has been softening up for quite a few hours here. So it's really, really soft butter. Kind of melted almost. Let me get as much as I can off of the little corners here. Get all that goodness. Right, 1 more. Okay, now we are going to mix these 2 items together, these 2 ingredients together. Get them all nice and creamy. All right, I'm gonna start slow because we do have that powder in there. Probably should have put some of that butter on the other side. Let me get some of that into the butter. Let's see. Trying to get it mixed in there already a little bit. It's not really working. Okay, let's do this. Slowly. We're going to have a lot of chocolate powder fly everywhere. Oh my goodness. All right, I got a cup of milk here. You get a tablespoon here ready, and I've got a cup here ready that I use for my cocoa powder. I'm going to go ahead and use that. And move my little arrangement over just a tad because I've got my little notes here. Okay, we're going to be using 5 cups of powdered sugar and a cup of milk for this. So I'm just going to add it very slowly because powdered sugar just flies everywhere. And I'm in my craft room. I decided to do this video in my craft room. I'm not sure if that was a good decision or not. Okay. Let's make sure this is, yeah, it is open. And measure out 1 cup. Okay, that's 1. We're going to be adding a little bit of the sugar and the milk slowly. So let's go ahead and add the little bit of powder in there. We are at our first cup. That's our first cup. Let's add about a tablespoon of milk here. A little bit more. There we go. Make a little mess here. Cup number 2. All right. Let me go ahead and just pour it out of the cup. A little bit at a time so it doesn't splatter everywhere. Okay. Cup number 3 of sugar. Okay, cup number 4. For a little bit. here, and let's get some of that milk. Now once this is all done, if you feel like it's a little too dry, add a little bit more milk. If it's too wet, then add more powdered sugar. This is going to be cup number 5. I'm going to get some ready just in case. Just a little bit. All right. I just felt like that last cup was a little shy. Okay, that's it for that. And now we're gonna put it on high for about a minute. A little bit more milk. I want it to be spreadable. It's very good. I also feel like it has enough of liquid. I don't want to put any more liquid into it. I feel like it's a little too wet, so I'm going to add a little bit more of the sugar. Just a little bit more. That was maybe quarter cup. All right, let's get this on the sides in there. And as you can see, I didn't use the whole cup of milk. There's a quarter cup in there, so I use about 3/4 cups of milk. You want to use it all because you served it all, then just add more sugar. This is really sweet, by the way. All that sugar. But I can taste the chocolate. Okay, the last couple of things we want to add in there is going to be some vanilla and some espresso powder. So we're going to take our vanilla. We want 2 teaspoons of vanilla in there. So let me get that. Teaspoon measurement here. 1, 2. I'm just going to drop that right in there. We're not going to worry about that. Get that out of the way. And now we need some espresso powder. And we need 1/2. It says 1/2 teaspoon. I threw my teaspoon thing over here. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon. Where are you? Right here. Unfortunately, I stuck my, oops, there we go. There we go. Got a little bit extra. That's okay. So 1/2 teaspoon, guys. All right, we're gonna go ahead and stop that. Pick that up so you can see that. Look at that. All right, I'm gonna put that back on here. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of cleanup. And then we're just gonna make sure that our cakes are cooled off. We're gonna bring them over and then I'm just gonna go ahead and decorate them. All right, everyone, so my cakes are now been cooled some, and I've got another one still in the pan that I'm going to pull out for you so I can just show you what I did. I'm going to get some plate here where I'm going to put my layers of cake. So I'm going to go ahead and build up. But first I want to put some frosting down, a little bit of this frosting, or icing, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to get this out of here. Get as much of as I can scraped off of here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take my frosting and I'm just going to put a little dollop here on my plate. This is a pretty flat plate, so I don't have any fear of my cake rolling around in any way. This one I almost cracked it, by the way. Well, it is kind of cracked actually. So I'm going to put this at the very bottom and just place it there. And what I've done with these is I've taken, when they've been like, it's still in the pan like this, is I've taken a knife and I've cut it to sort of level them off. And then I've got the piece here that I've cut off, the tops that I've cut off of both cakes. So you can just take little pieces, and if any part of your cake doesn't look like it's level, then just slide some of that under there. That's why we wanted that frosting under there too, to make sure everything sticks. So that's it. So let's get some more of this. And I'm going to put some just on the edges. I think I would have preferred this a little bit thicker, so I think I would put a little bit less milk. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I've got some strawberry preserves here. Show that. And there we go. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that kind of in the middle, so that when we slice into the cake, it'll have some of that in there. It's okay if it gets mixed into the frosting. That'll be all right. Kind of want a little bit more, so I'm just going to clean this off. Put a little bit more. There we go. This is up to you if you want to do this. You don't have to do this part. But I'm just going to kind of maneuver it around as evenly as I can. Okay. Now I'm going to take this other cake, put that on top of that. I want a very rustic looking cake, and I think that is exactly what I'm going to end up with. Get that over there. Get that frosting off my arm. I think I got some on me. Okay. Now we're going to put some frosting on here. Like that. Going to be the smallest 3-layer cake you can possibly make. Let's go ahead and clean this off. And then get some more of these preserves. My husband saw these little jars. He's like, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to use this on my breakfast. And I said, well, that's actually for my cake. But I'll leave him some. I'm obviously not going to use the whole jar. Okay, so now we've got that in there. And this is going to be right in the middle of our layers, so it's going to be so good and so delicious. And again, if it doesn't look like it's level in any way, lift up any pieces, any sections you need, and just chuck in some cake in there before you put that top icing on there. Okay, now we're going to do that last cake that we still have in the pan. Let me get rid of all these little napkins here. There we go. Got another one here to clean my hands. All right. Now, let's go ahead and do this. I can put this back on here. We're not going to use this anymore. Let's see. Here's my knife. And I just want to take it along. And then just cut off this little belly off the cake. And that's good stuff to eat, just like that. Oh my gosh. Delicious. Actually, I have to do a little bit of a maneuvering here. Let's put that in there. Make sure that it's not stuck and that it's going to come out. And it looks like it is. And it just broke off a little bit. Oh well. And there's another piece that broke off. That's okay. We'll put it back together. Look at that. Let's get these pieces back on here like a little puzzle. Just like that. Okay. We're not going to worry about it because you know what? We're going to frost this. And we're not going to know that happened. So let's get that on there. Do we have to? No, let's not even bother. We're gonna worry we didn't see that, okay? Look at that so far. Okay, so now we want to take the rest of this frosting, and this is a lot of frosting. I think it was meant to be like thicker, and it was meant to go all over the cake. I'm just gonna glop it there like that. I like to usually defrost the the sides first before I do the top, but I kind of want this to kind of fall over the edges a little bit. It's not that, you know, obviously not that liquidy enough to do that. There we go. I don't know if I want frosting all over, but let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Just very rustically put it on there. Rustically, I don't know if that's a word, but I just coined it. That. Oh my goodness. It's like a death by chocolate here. If you're not a chocolate fan, look away. Do this with another flavor. Do it with strawberry cake. I don't know, whatever you like. Get yourself another recipe. Or ask me and I'll find something and then I'll, you know, give it my own little twist because I always have to do that. Okay, let's see. Let's get some more just down here. I don't necessarily want like a thick layer of frosting because it's very sweet. So I'm going to put this away. I think that's fine just the way that it is. Okay. Oops, I cut myself with that knife. Here we go. I just want you to see what that looks like so far. And as you can see, it's not perfectly frosted. We want it to look completely homemade, and as a matter of fact, I think that looks even more elegant. Of course, you don't want the top one to crack on you. And now I've got some raspberries here that I've actually already rinsed, thankfully, because I needed a little bit of water in my fingers. I'm going to take some of these walnut pieces and also sprinkle on top because, you know, I said I was going to save some for the top. I love chocolate and either peanuts or pecans and walnuts. I just love my chocolate combined with nuts. And I'm going to drop some little chocolate chips here and there. There we go. If you want to stick some on the side, you can, but I'm just going to put here and there on the top. And then I'm going to get my little raspberries. Get them on the top here. Do a little decor. See, we are decorating food. We're crafting. There we go. You can put as many as you want. One in my mouth just to, you know, I gotta taste test it. Put it a little closer there. Except for that little little hole there, I think my cake looks really good. There we go. This is for my celebration of my 10K subscribers. Let's see if that'll patch up. I don't think so. Okay, that's good enough. We're not going to worry about it. This is what it looks like so far, guys. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? You can add more raspberries on the top if you wish. Let me bring the camera at a different angle because we're going to go ahead and cut into this and we're going to taste it. All right, you guys, so here is my chocolate cake made from scratch. I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece out of it and go ahead and taste it. Of course, I've already tasted the cake, so I already know that it tastes good. So I'm just going to cut into a little slice here. And hopefully it doesn't all come falling down and apart on me. There we go. There we go. Oh my goodness, look at that. That looks delicious. Let's go ahead and try some. Got some all over my fingers and I don't know what to do. Okay, here we go. Get a little bit with that frosting on there. I want a raspberry in there too. I'm going to give myself a big old chocolatey thumbs up. I hope you will also give me a big old chocolatey thumbs up. Leave a nice comment down below. Let me know what you'd like me to try next. And again, I want to thank everybody for making 10K possible. I'm so excited. I'm very happy. I was watching the countdown and I just couldn't believe it on Friday night. My husband and I sat for dinner and noticed that I needed 9, and then I needed just 1 more. And then before I knew it, there was 10,001. And now you've actually surpassed that. So thank you very much for all of you who have been watching and that have been subscribing to me. I really do appreciate it. I love you all very much. You're my friends. Please share on your social medias. And as always, enjoy.